Alright, howdy. So I'm going to do a little demo today of the Squier vintage modified Jaguar that I just got. 22 fret rosewood fretboard. The modern part of it, or the modified part of it, is that they've gone to 9.5 inch radius and medium jumbo frets, which are a little wider than the standard stock vintage Fender ones. Duncan designed pickups, which sound really good. The bridge is a little hotter than a Strat. The neck is about like what you get on a Strat. It's got a whole bunch of switches and knobs on it. Up here on the upper horn is the rhythm circuit switches and volume and tone. So this only affects, when you switch this on, only the neck pickup is on, and then this is the volume and tone for that pickup only. When you switch back here, those controls become inactive, and then they switch over to these. And here what you've got is an on and off for the neck, and an on and off for the bridge, and then the strangle switch, which is essentially a high pass, cuts all the bass out. When in the lead position, these switches work, and this master volume and tone work. In the rhythm position, only this switch and these knobs work. So one of the downsides about this is that when you blend the two pickups together, you get them both full volume no matter what you do. So if you wanted to blend in a little bit of bridge pickup with the neck or something like that, you can't do it, or vice versa. You get them both, or you get one or the other. But you can't use the volume controls to blend them in. It would be kind of cool if they actually had done it so that you could use this as like a separate blend, maybe a third position on the switch or something like that. But the much maligned Jaguar Jazzmaster bridge. A lot of people switch these out because they complain about the adjustment screws coming loose and rattling. And there is some rattle on this bridge, I will say that. There are a couple of ways to deal with that, and I haven't tried any of them really yet, except for making sure everything's adjusted. And then the free-floating tremolo that's used on the Jaguar and the Jazzmaster, and similar to what's on the Mustang, but not quite the same. On the back, you've got, again, it's a maple neck with a rosewood fretboard. You have the vintage style Kluson Deluxe tuners, kind of 50s, 60s style. Skunk stripe down the back, even though that would not have been true on a 50s or 60s rosewood necked instrument, because they wouldn't have needed the skunk stripe, but I think they put that on everything now. Basswood body, really nice kind of seafoam toothpaste 52 Ford color green, and a 4-bolt plate. So I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to try some different sounds on it. Playing it today through the Fender Super 60, and note that all the noise that you're hearing there is actually coming out of the amp. It's not a super quiet amp, just so nobody thinks that it's the guitar making that noise. There are single coils, but they're actually not bad. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this around. And put this on. And if I did this right, you should be able to see what I'm doing with the neck and the pickups and the switches. Right now it's in the lead position with all the pickups off. Volume and tone are at full, so I'll go ahead and just switch them on individually here and play some stuff. Here's the bridge pickup by itself. Switch the neck pickup on at the same time. pickup by itself. You can hear I got some reverb on the amp. Here I'm going to turn the neck pickup on by itself, hit the strangle switch. Here's the switch off. The difference of that between the with the camera or not, but there's a pretty noticeable bass drop off when you do that. Less pronounced, obviously, on the bridge pickup. Now I'm going to go ahead and activate the rhythm circuit, which not only just turns on this pickup by itself, but it also, I think, throws in kind of a low pass. So I'm going to compare it to just having the neck pickup on the lead circuit, and then this one. So here's the rhythm. Here's the neck pickup on the lead circuit. So you can hear they cut quite a bit of high out of it. And it does also have a tone control if you want to go even darker. But I don't know why you'd want to do that. And then it has its own volume control too, so you know, if you want to set the rhythm, say you got an amp that's kind of set up dirty and you want to set the rhythm like this, and you want to go back here and then hit some really loud leads. I honestly think this is more of a kind of a guitar that you're going to probably set it the way you want it for the song and leave it alone. You know, maybe flip this switch, but it's not nearly as convenient as the 5-way switch on a Strat, which is interesting because the guitar came afterward, and I think they thought this was an improvement, but I don't know. The Strat's just so easy to use live. I don't know why you'd want to change it. The other thing on this guitar is, of course, the tremolo, which is, again, a later design than what's on the Stratocaster. It is there's kind of a spring underneath here, and this plate moves, and it's attached to this bar here, all kind of underneath this plate. It's really kind of weird if you haven't seen one before. There's nothing that comes through the back like there is with the springs on the Strat. And then this bridge, I don't know if you can see this or not, but the bridge is kind of on a loose mounting. So the idea is supposed to be that it can move back and forth, which is supposed to stop the binding across the bridge saddles. You know, that combined with the round bridge saddles. But what ends up actually happening is the whole bridge will move and get out of tune. And then, of course, there's no locking mechanisms up here on the nut or in the tuners like they do a lot of times today. Now, I have a lot of luck with a standard Strat tremolo staying in tune. But the thing with it is that you can't do a lot of dive bombing like you can on a Floyd Rose. If you want to do that kind of stuff, you really need a Floyd Rose tremolo. There's really no substitute for that if you really want to stay in tune. On this one here, it doesn't have nearly the range built into it that a Strat tremolo does. And I don't know if they didn't ever intend for a Strat to have that much range or not. But it's a very, very subtle movement needed to kind of get a waiver on a Strat. On this one here, just to kind of show this. And, you know, it stays. that tune, but you can see just from me using it there, as long as I don't do more than a waver like that, it's fine. The other thing about it compared to a Strat is the bar doesn't actually fasten in. It just kind of sits like so, and you can push it in and get it to stay, so that you're like this. But the thing is, if you move it, like on a Strat where you move it out of the way, it gets loose, and then you start having this play in it here. On a Strat, what I usually do, if I don't have an adjustable collar like on a Floyd, is I will kind of tighten it so that it is tight about 3/4 of the way down here, and then bring it up here, and that way you can swing it up and down, and it's still got a little bit of security to it. It doesn't waver as much as this one does. But you know, it's a different design. You get used to it. I do like the overall sound of the guitar, and I like the fact that it's got the shorter scale, which is a little easier for me with my little hands. And you know, it's got a really cool kind of a different vibe to it than a Strat. I haven't shown it here kind of into overdrives. I'll get into that maybe in a different demo, but I don't want to get this one too long. So that's about it for now. So thank you.